here locally in Gwangju, and she's also a guest on our show and is going to tell us a little bit about Korea's legal system. Hello, Hyunju.
Hi.
It's good to have you in the studio today.
Thanks.
What are we going to talk about?
Today we'd like to talk about the landlord's weird behavior.
Oh, weird landlord behavior. Well,
Yes.
there's all kinds of weird landlord behavior. I've been lucky. I've always had pretty good landlords, but I've heard horror stories. So what kind of behavior are we talking about?
So what if my landlord sneaks in my place without my permission?
Ooh,
Is
yeah.
it legal?
I don't know. It's not cool. I've never had that happen. But this isn't unheard of, right?
Yeah. There is ongoing controversy over the landlord's uninvited visit to the tenant's place.
Mm-hmm.
You might have heard horror stories of landlords opening your door on Saturday morning with people to check your place or having people over for a showing.
Oh, without telling you first? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Many people wonder whether it is legal because they are owner of the place.
Well, yeah, they should wonder that. I mean, I know in Canada, if a landlord's going to come over, they have to let you know first. They're not even supposed to just knock on your door. They're supposed to ask you, when is it okay for them to come over and to talk about it. Now, in Korea, what's the situation?
So in Korea, there is a crime called invasion to the residence. If a person comes into one's residence, building, ship, or aircraft, or occupied rooms, such as hotel rooms, without permission, it can be a crime.
Oh.
Yep.
Why is that?
As the residence is one's private place, it is protected by the constitutional law. So if a landlord comes into your place without your consent, it's a crime even though he's the owner of the place.
Oh, all right.
According to Civil Act Article 623, it provides that the landlord transfers the property and is responsible for the maintenance and insurance of enjoyment of the place during the lease term.
Okay.
Therefore, the landlord has no right to enter the place after he transfers it to the tenants. Therefore, the tenant can report it to the police and the landlord can be charged with a crime called invasion of residence.
Wow. Okay. I'm not that sure if the police would follow up if a Waygukin called on their Korean landlord for showing up like that. You think the police would take it seriously?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, good to hear. What kind of trouble could they get in for that?
A person who commits an illegal intrusion of one's place will be subject to a prison time of less than 3 years and a fine of less than 5 million won.
I see. All right. Well, the question then becomes, how are they getting into my place anyways? Don't I have a key?
Many people use passcode these days.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So if the landlord has the passcode of the digital door lock, then the situation can be different. Let's say that the tenant gave the landlord the passcode of the digital door lock and told him that he can come over to check the place as the lease term is almost up.
Okay. So then you've given permission.
Yes.
Okay. So then it's not invasion of the residence.
No.
What are some other situations that could come up?
What if there is emergency situation, such as the water pipe breaks in your room and there is flood in the unit understairs?
Oh, yeah. Okay. What would happen?
In this case, can a landlord enter your house for emergency defense? To succeed in emergency defense, the landlord might have to contact you to get your consent, but could not reach you in a timely manner.
All right. So if I come home and my landlord's in my house fixing the pipes because the unit was leaking into the place below, they contacted the owner, they're the owner, blah, blah, blah. It's probably not going to be invasion of residence.
Oh, no. The landlord should have contacted you to get your permission first.
So what if I check my phone, I missed a call because I was at work?
Then...
Do I have to still give permission?
It's more like he anyway attempted to get your permission.
Sure.
So
they made some effort.
Yeah, so that will be considered.
Yeah, that they've shown diligence.
Yes.
Okay. What are some other situations?
So what can you do if you suspect that your landlord enters your place while you're at work? You can install a CCTV in your place, and it's illegal to install one in your own place without anyone's permission.
Okay.
To make a report, you will need evidence to prove the illegal entrance.
Wow, CCTV of my own place.
There are some people who do that, though.
Yeah, I guess there are. I always thought it was kind of a creepy thing to do, but I suppose you could for security.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I guess CCTV is cheaper these days.
Yes.
It's an easier thing to do.
Yeah.
We have nanny cameras and stuff like
Sure.
that. Okay. Now, what about if they're showing it to new people?
You might wonder if you refuse to have the prospective tenants while you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a violation of tenant's obligation.
Okay.
No. Illegal entrance is a crime, and you have right to say no to it.
Oh, good.
Yep. You can ask the landlord to arrange the visit while you are present,
Uh-huh.
or may ask to prohibit taking photos of your place that can identify who you are, because some people just take photos of like your stuff, like your photos on the wall, and then post it online as a kind of advertisement for the next tenant.
Yeah, I don't want that at all.
Yeah, that can form a crime of defamation if it includes something related to your reputation.
Okay. All right, just in case I've got a picture of, well, I don't know, a picture of myself next to a picture of something that people would judge. All right, well, this seems pretty clear. Is this a problem you hear about a lot, landlords coming into people's houses?
On Facebook, I saw some postings about like my landlord just came in while I was in my bed on weekend, and he was trying to say, he just said that I need to check something, so you can just stay in there. I'll just check it myself. So people were wondering whether it's okay because the place is owned by the landlord.
Well, that's not okay at all.
Yeah, that's not okay because while you are the lessee, the tenant, that place belongs to you, and you have the like whole entire right to occupy the place.
Well, if they have something to do, they should do it when it's convenient for you.
Yes.
And so you should be able to say, okay, come over at this time. That's fine for me. Don't come in the night when I'm sleeping.
No.
Don't come on a Saturday morning when I'm still in bed. I did hear my first year in Korea, I had some friends whose passports were stolen from their apartment.
Wow.
And they always thought that it was their landlord.
Why did they do that?
Well, I guess you could sell passports. I'm not. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I'm not exactly sure. They just always got that vibe from the landlord because they'd found the landlord. Sometimes they'd come home and the landlord would be in the place looking around, and so they'd gotten this idea that this happened. But I'm not sure if that's the actual situation. Like I said, I've been lucky. I was friendly with my landlords when I had landlords. Now I'm my own landlord, so I guess I have to worry about myself. Are there other, you think, like things related to landlords that we should be aware of? Other kind of issues that can come up?
Yeah, some people might wonder, like, if they resist or stand up against a landlord, it might affect their chance of getting back their security deposit back at the end of the lease.
Right, because they're holding on to maybe millions of won.
Yeah, sure. If you're afraid of that, your action might affect your chance of getting back your security deposit back. Actually, it's an unrelated issue. So if the landlord refuses to pay back because like you didn't cooperate, like showing the place, blah, 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 it's an unrelated issue.
Okay.
So as far as you cooperate with your landlord saying like the new tenants can come in before like 7 or on the weekdays, then you did your duty. So you're fine. And that cannot be the defense or the excuse of the landlord.
Sure. Though I remember we did talk before about getting the money back.
Yes.
And that can be tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're worried about getting your deposit back, it might be a good idea to try and let your landlord get somebody new into the apartment as soon as possible, right?
Yes, that's also good because some landlord says even though they have the obligation to pay your give your deposit back when the term is finished and when you leave the house, some landlord just says, "Oh, when I get the new tenant, then I'll get the money to pay you back."
Right. Yeah. So, I heard that happens with key money sometimes.
Yeah, the key money, yes.
And that's pretty worrisome. It makes sense. you know, someone gives you the deposit,
Mm-hmm.
to you, that's like temporary income.
Yeah.
You can go spend it or invest it or do something like that. All right, that makes a lot of sense. Now, if our listeners are curious, they can look online and find this video, right?
Yes, you can find this segment in video and my YouTube channel. You can find me by searching Korean Law 101 on YouTube.
All right. Well, Hyunju, thank you so much again for coming to our studio.
Thank you for having me.